Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Captain Planteer is back and up to no good. King Butthole is respectful of legal repercussions, but the Butthammer wants to go to war. Gartok found Cormium Planteer asking for sanctuary outside the walls, and Quinny consulted with Anyn about this new international threat. Can Assguard afford to help Cormium escape the captain? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
A lot of things are afoot in Assguard and around the planet of Toriel, let alone Dumfaerun. That's right, folks. It's planetary problems now because we're in Season 8. Butthole, you've just finished speaking to a somewhat beleaguered Anyn about the recent reveal of Captain Planteer's rebranding as Captain Toriel, his attempts at beginning a long apology tour / comeback story by snapping Bucarius, the alternate dimension Bucky's neck on screen, blowing up his head, and then, unbeknownst to you, dumping his corpse on your doorstep as a sorry about that whole divorced Moonhammer made our life hell for a bit thing. He has rebranded your nation's porn hut to a content hut. He is causing all sorts of shenanigans. You've spoken to Anyn about this. You've got some plans in motion. You just left her after making her a sandwich and headed back up to somewhere, which I will ask you for the location of before a runner finds you. But where would you have gone after talking to Anyn?
I think just because you mentioned it is funny if this runner has to keep running. He's gone to go meet Farthole to try to change this church name because we got to get this right. Okay,
so the runner goes to your office. You're not there. We instead find you outside. That's funny because that means you'll be outside when the corpse drops.
Yeah, I'm like walking out the front.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Who the hell is that? This is just goo.
And meanwhile, it's just goo with a bow.
Did he throw it?
He
took off because he took off at the end of his cast.
He did the Neo zip up into the sky and then dropped it
with
from
a corpse.
He also, like the airspace thing, you made a joke about this last episode, but it is true. I think he legitimately wouldn't fly into Assguard and be like, "Hi everyone, here." So he just dropped it from space, and it splattered.
That's what they always say. If you want to show that you're friends with a country, hurl corpses onto it.
Well, much as I would love to greet you as Farthole, you have chosen yet again to have dialogue between your own two characters.
Yes.
So Butthole, you approach Farthole, corpse falls from the sky, splatters nearby. The people who got zapped are getting up. They're not dead. But they're a little bit crispy. It's almost like a high-powered electric fence.
Okay, well, that's 13 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. We're going to track that one on an ongoing basis. Also, I got to tell Anyn, we're going to have to double-check this. We wrote some laws, and none of them said you can electrocute people who touch your stuff. So, bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's a Satan. You can't have no Satan just zapping people straight from hell. Hello, Farthole. Hello, it's so nice to see you, Mr. Bubhole. I love your beard so much. You're the best god of all the gods, and I just want to kiss you on the mouth. Okay, well, we need to talk about your church. It's X, the mega church. No, it's not. What do you mean? It looks like an X. I built it. Not part of the plan, but it ended up looking like that, and now it seems prophetic. No. Wait, where did you hear the name X? Well, there was this insane man in the woods who said he owned a lot of birds and then a bunch died and he made carts that run themselves, but that wasn't good either. He kind of ruined the carts. And there was this payment service that he kind of became a part of but squeezed out the original people and then paid it off so they couldn't say that they got squeezed out. And then he said he could make that too. And then he just kept yelling X over and over again as he ran in a circle. And that was the man you thought should be naming religion? I think he should do everything. He's so smart. Everyone else is so stupid.
Masterful gambit.
Okay, so you chose the insane man in the woods. Yeah, because he's rich. And that means you're better than everyone else. Okay, we have some real problems if we're starting with that assumption. But you're rich. Honestly, when you start looking at the character sheet I have for this country, no, we're not. We're really not, and I never have been. And you know rich people aren't good people, right? What? But they have so much stuff. Yeah, that doesn't make you good. But God gives you stuff, so if he gives you more stuff, you're better. Where'd you hear that? Is it the same? It's the same guy in the woods, yeah. Well, here's the question. Do you think that guy is better than you? I don't know. I did until now. Now I'm confused. Why? Because you're always right, too. Okay. This is where we're having a problem. You trust other people too much. I think I trust them just as much, just like you. I wish I had a beard. Those are two separate issues. I'm here to talk about a third one. So please stop. Just listen for a second. I'm going to try. Pretend I'm the man in the woods. Oh, I'm going to get all this. Perfect. We can't name it after what that insane person did because he's killed a lot of birds and done a lot of harm. Really? Yes. He said he was saving everyone. He built a tunnel under the ground that went nowhere and then he ran away. Well, he sounds like a cool guy and all, but let me guess. He also wants to leave the planet? Yeah, I bet he does. We're not doing anything he says. I think he might be evil. I don't know. How many of his carts do you think, caught on fire when parts of them didn't work? I don't know that either. I bet none. Oh, you sound like a certain number of people who used his bird service. Here's the deal. We're going to call this the Church of Rediscovered Hope. Why? Because Anyn said it. But she's not rich. No, and honestly, with how much she puts up around here, maybe she should be. But it seems like people who work hard in service of others don't become rich, and people who wander around the woods digging holes and saying that they're going to save everyone, those people do become rich because they're not actually helping people. Wait, the woods? It said it was the woods, but outside it said, Mister's Hunting Reserve. And then there were just some people running around who looked real scared. Oh, he was hunting people in the woods? I never even thought about that. Damn. Yeah, it turns out he was evil. Yeah, you know what? When you start looking at the evidence, I think you might realize that man in the woods who likes calling everything XXXXX is crazy. Thank you. So we can rename the Church of Rediscovered Hope? Yeah. I'm going to leave now. Okay, can I have a kiss first? on the hand. Ooh. He gives him a kiss on the hand and then he leaves. Well, we're going to get sued, but that was a fun bit.
Yeah. I could trace the metaphor across most of those, but then you got to hunting people. And I was like, oh, I don't remember that headline.
the year is young.
It was on an island. Can you guess the name of the man who owned it?
There we go. Okay. Got it.
Anyway, having set Farthole on the path to enlightenment yet again, and given him a gift, which means you will never wash that hand again. And
never trust the rich.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of those two things is a sound policy. The other one causes the spread of germs. You start to head back inside, at which point a beleaguered runner comes stumbling out of the staircase and just points at you, chest heaving, and then bows.
Oh, hey, good to see you. Yeah, don't worry. I renamed the church. It's not going to be weird.
The church, my lord?
Seems like you might have a different issue. What's going on, friend?
I come with summons from the Chief Justice.
Oh, okay.
There's someone very important she would like you to speak to.
Okay, should we set up like the entrance hall and make it official?
I believe she wanted you to speak to them at the East Gate.
Okay. Tom, from my brain, East Gate is East Gate of the city walls? Is it like the exterior?
There's no actual walls anymore. So
kind of like that zone
so
of the city?
Not Garbo. Gartok was just outside, like laying in a field. So just basically outside city limits.
Okay, great. If you could round up Quinny for me, and I think probably Reginald. We're going to need a bodyguard, a Hammersmith, or Vismuth if Reginald is around. And the Chief Justice is there, I assume, wherever you were standing?
In goblin form.
Yeah, that makes sense. Goblin Jr., obviously, going to be there. Do you know who we're meeting, like where they're from or anything?
I was told absolutely no information other than to just tell you that there was someone important you had to meet.
And dangerous.
And dangerous. So I heard a whisper on the wind.
Oh, yep, those are important. You got to trust those. Okay, well, then make sure everyone's also armed. So you collect those people or send some other runners. You seem very tired.
Forgive me, my lord. It's the arms out, knees up is very stressful on the stairs.
I'm sorry, what?
With the correct running posture, sir, of Assguard. Arms out, elbows out, knees up.
I'm sorry, wait, where did you learn that that's how you're supposed to run?
I learned that from the greatest runner in the nation.
And that is?
Sir Bucky.
Okay.
Have you seen how fast he runs?
I have
Scurries, if you will, sir.
All right. I guess I was going to say that a number of things could have been possible, but I guess the question I have for you is, with this new posture, do you feel like you're so much faster than you were before that it's worth the amount of physical discomfort?
To be honest, sir, I never really figured out how fast I was before. I don't know whether I was faster then or now.
All right, then, let's do this together. Okay, so start there, then I'm going to have you run to over there. And he points to a point about 50 feet away. He's like, first, Bucky style, second, you style, and I'm going to time you by counting.
Very good, my lord. Do you want to...
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yes, sir.
I'll tell you when to go. Okay, and...
Arms up, knees up.
And go. Well, he realized counting wouldn't work, so he's counting the beats of the music, because otherwise he could count at a different pace. Whereas he knows how fast a drunken sailor is. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Knows
All right.
how fast a drunken sailor is. Just want to make sure we have that clear and clean.
Okay, and then if you do the same thing again, but running as you in a way that doesn't hurt you.
No, very good, sir.
Okay, and 1, 2, go. Okay, and we got that.
Runs back.
Which
He
one's
runs back
fast?
silently. He doesn't have to say hop, hop, hop this time.
Oh, that's part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so which one's faster, Tom?
I'm going to roll some athletics checks for this random guard. God help me, it's Bucky. It's Bucky Way. Bucky Way is faster.
By how much?
Not much, a little bit.
Okay, so honestly, the Bucky thing's pretty good. I would just say, unless it's like critical importance, don't run in a way that'll hurt you.
Thank you, sir. I shall...
Okay, but right now apparently it's dangerous, so you're going to need to do the hup thing. 'Cause it sends him off.
Yep, runs off to collect everyone. So, he knows where most of those people were. You were the one he couldn't find. So collects them, and you all meet up at the gate.
All right. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. It's nice to be here. What are we doing? We're going to go meet somebody dangerous, I think. Everybody ready? Great. We don't really have time. And off he starts walking down to go meet at the east gate.
So you all arrive. Gartok, it's been a hot second. You did watch a man fall out of the sky. Also, Cormium had passed out next to you. Did you do anything about that or just kind of leave him where he is?
Yeah, I would do like a basic kind of investigation / medicine / like, are you?
Okay.
Because Gartok was still not fully sure.
Give me investigation.
About his sincerity.
Well, yeah. You said investigation and medicine. Are those the only two, or would you do anything else? It's okay if those are the only two. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens, and then maybe I'll cast a Cure Wounds.
All right.
Nat 20 on the investigation.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he is malnourished.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be any artifice to this. He fell in a desperately inelegant way and, like, scuffed his face on a rock when he went down.
Ooh.
So it's clear that this wasn't this isn't a ruse.
Yeah.
And even just a quick glance, like, he does show signs of, like, minor dehydration and malnourishment.
Okay, I then Gartok would, like, call to another one of the town's watches. Like, yeah.
We need some fresh water, please, and some basic like breakfast mush.
And just like into the pack comes out with a flask of water.
Butthole comes out of the street and is like, "Oh, I got half a sandwich." And he'll just give you the other half of the end sandwich.
It's a holy sandwich, thank you. Guard, I assume, were you going to minister to Cormium, or you want the guard to do it? Guard has water and
Yeah.
mush
I'll
on
ask the guard to do it.
Sure.
Because Gartok is like on high alert.
Sure.
Like ready
so
to
flips
just
him over,
freaking ensnare this guy.
Squishes some mush into his mouth and works his jaw and then pours some water in.
That's how we heal people. That's how we feed them.
Yeah, and there's some spluttering and coughing as Cormium wakes up and just goes, Goblin, there's dirt in my mouth. What
No, it's just your basic nutritional
Ugh.
mush.
It's horrible.
I know, but eat it. You're weak.
Oh, good. And just like doing a lot of like toddler not wanting to eat as the guard like chases his mouth around, like
Butthole sees this happening and realizes, oh my God, he's not ready for this meeting. And he's like, Quinny, I need to talk to you.
What?
Just come over here. Come over here. Come over here.
What is this? This is the guy. Okay. All right.
Do you know who that is?
Yes, it's Cormium.
Okay, well, do you remember the kind of effect that Cormium has had on me in the past?
Yeah, I figured you were past that.
I figured so too, and then I remembered I'm still hanging on to this letter I smell every once in a while.
Well, give it to me.
No, it's my letter.
Okay, so you do have a problem. What is it you wanted to talk about then?
How do you not get ensnared by someone that you're attracted to?
You're attracted to him?
Completely forgot.
I mean, he's very beautiful.
Even now?
I don't know. He was busy yelling about mush, and he looked like he got real beat up, but like...
He was refusing to eat the sandwich you offered him.
I mean, I gave it to a guard, and then I think Gartok was yelling about mush, so he might have got a little of both. I can't speak for the quality of the mush.
So he's attractive to you right now.
I mean, he's never stopped being attractive to me.
Yikes.
I thought he was good before, and then he did a bad thing, but what if he's good again?
He's done nothing to make you think that.
He's not part of the Skype show that said stuff. He wasn't on camera.
Neither was Xanthus.
Well, Xanthus isn't cute.
Okay, but do you see? It's like you're saying it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a thing for you.
I don't know, but like, so you're dating Vinton Charlemagne, who's clearly part of an evil kingdom and does evil, murderous things all the time.
Yeah.
But you are doing your sex-based heist, and you're not getting emotionally caught up in it. You're just a professional.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You keep your feelings in check. You keep yourself under control. If there's a time and a place for that, and it's not in front of the person you are trying to be in control over.
Okay, so you never show your feelings to Vinton. You just save your attraction for your own time? So you're attracted to Vinton when she's not in the room, but when she's in the room, cold stone nothing.
It's occurring to Quinny how quickly we've turned this again into another conversation about tell me what you really feel about Vinton Charlemagne. Tell me your feelings, Quinny. Tell me your thoughts. And it's just kind of like, well, stop.
Okay, I just want your help.
Okay, I'm going to speak to you in abstract terms, things that people do.
Okay,
I know,
this is high risk. Let's just acknowledge this.
Okay, but
We said we were going to be blunt and explicit with each other.
yes, but I am being blunt and explicit with you in the sense that you are asking me how I do things, and you don't have to do things the way that I do them. You're your own guy. You understand that?
Okay, but my way so far has been to trust everything he says and to want to kiss him.
And that's out of, I think, 1, maybe 2 interactions.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be that way this time. How would you like this to go? Don't look at him, look at me. How would you like this to go? Stop looking at him, look at me.
I'm trying.
Turn around. I'm standing over here now.
I'm going to look away from him. I would like him to be super nice, and I would like him to tell us the absolute truth, and I'd like him to have gone through a redemption arc. And then I would like him to maybe clean up a little bit so he doesn't look so sick, but he could stay like a little dirty. That'd be a good look for him because I like him like a little roughed up. Looks like he went on an adventure.
Okay.
And then I would like him to ask me to dinner, and I would like him to be like a fancy restaurant, but next to it, kind of a dive bar, so we could start there and go back. And yeah.
That's a lot of him.
Yeah.
How you want him to be.
That's what I want.
You've got an ideal sense of him.
Yeah, you asked me what I wanted to have happen.
Yeah,
that's how I want it to go.
Okay. What are you going to do to be in control of that situation?
Oh, I don't want to be in control. I want him to be in control.
Jesus Christ.
I want to be taken on an adventure. Do you know how many people take me on a nice adventure? Not enough.
I do all the time. We always go on adventures.
Yeah, but then I have to be in charge, or you keep complaining about the plan.
Last time you went into your own brain and became a psychopath.
I don't remember any of that.
I think you do.
I don't know. Do I?
See, you can trick your brain into doing this, but you can't trick yourself into being professional in front of this guy for like 10 minutes.
I feel like I could swing 10 minutes, but if we go any further than that.
Does the Forsaken need to talk to him?
Well, then everyone will die. Do you want the Forsaken to be king of Assguard?
Not
we'll be a
especially,
con
no.
like 14 minutes.
I'm just working with what you're giving me.
Well, I asked you what I should do, and you wandered me through a fantasy, and now I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm more confused now. Do you know how romantic he was in that fantasy? Oh, my God.
Yeah, but that's not real. In reality, what has he really done? Can you recall that for me? Can you recount the things that he's really done?
I think he was part of an evil group and then abandoned me to die.
Yeah, that's real. That happened.
Yeah, that's not very romantic.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not nice. Even it's one thing in storybooks and stuff like that, but because there's some distance between the reader and the subject matter, but that happened to you, and that sucks.
Okay, yeah. So I remember that he abandoned me to die when it was convenient for him.
Yeah.
But if I start getting overwhelmed by fantasies, what can I say something and then you can help me remember?
Sure, yeah. What do you want to say for me to help you remember?
I will say the word plankton, because I don't think that's going to come up in a general conversation. And if I start getting too caught up in how majestic our love story could be, then you gotta help me not do that. Then I'll try to be a king.
Plankton.
But what a queen he would make.
Equals safe word. Got it. Yeah, no, I can do that.
Perfect. And it turns and walks back over to whatever's been happening with Sandwich Mush Town.
So
he's had enough time to have a full meal.
He's sitting there and talking to the guard and like looking kind of suspiciously at the bird. He says, "So despite it being called sandwich, there's no sand nor witches in it. It is." And the guard's like, "It's very good. Is it better than the mush?" Well, yes, I would assume. Oh, that is better than the mush. Good job, sandwich. And then you arrive.
Hello. Nice to see you.
And he looks up, and
Quinny
Butthole looks so unsure.
Quinny wheels around so he's standing behind Cormier and just looking at Butthole. Butthole can just always just like if he's looking at this guy, he can just look slightly over to the side and Quinny will be there.
just like a ghost.
Just scowling and staring at him.
Glance over Quinny, over Cormium's shoulder, I guess up from the ground to look at Quinny. See a scowl, match the face. Scowl back at Cormium Planteer.
Quinny's face coaching.
And Gartok will speak up and say,
Your Majesty, Mr. here has requested sanctuary.
Gartok doesn't know how much the town watch, anyone who's around knows, doesn't want to out him as a plantier immediately.
Requested sanctuary. Okay.
And he looks up at you, and it's very much in one of those, I don't know if you're going to stab me immediately. Looks like he's cowering a little bit, and he's got a sandwich that you made in his hand, which is like deeply, this is an embarrassing way to, you got like a little bottle of water and a sandwich, but he's very much kind of crunched in on him, so this is very much not the bearing you're used to from this guy. But
it just looks like he needs to be protected.
Sure does.
No, he doesn't.
But just kind of looking up at you, and he does, as you know, from the description I had like a season ago, he does look really rough, and not just in like he had a hard time getting here. It looks like he's been living rough for a while, but he kind of looks up at you and then places the sandwich and the bottle of water down, places his hands out in front of him on the ground, and just bows his head to the ground and says, "Your Highness, yes, I beg of you sanctuary, please."
Okay. Wow, this is embarrassing. Just a second. I'm so sorry I have to do this. You see, and the four corners spring into place of a zone of truth that springs up over this moment. I need to, if he would attempt to evade this, he would need to roll a charisma saving throw. DC 18.
Got a 5 plus stuff, but
all right, so he failed.
Doesn't have 13's worth of
he
stuff.
He can only speak the truth in this zone. He is not compelled to speak, which is the important thing. He just can't say anything that's not true. But he knows, I know, it's definitive.
Pretty big, right?
Zone of truth is
15-foot
pretty
sphere.
big. Yeah, so for anybody else who's trying to keep secrets at this point, I need a charisma saving throw.
I'm rolling.
Your friend, so you can add 3. 19.
12 on my charisma save.
Okay, so Quinny, you can only speak the truth. Gartok, it was DC 18 and you rolled a 19.
19, yeah.
So you pass the resistance. Butthole is aware that you passed the resistance.
Yeah.
He's not actually focused on anybody else. He's just focusing on
the guard blurts out, "I actually prefer the mush to sandwiches."
Okay.
Hand over his mouth.
Gartok just says,
just kind of shoves the guard.
a little over this, just a little over. You don't need to be part. Just right
Thank you.
over
I desperately
there.
don't want to be.
Thank you.
Scoots away.
I know.
Okay, so You're here for sanctuary. That's your main purpose of being here?
I've come because I seek safety for myself. I have nowhere else to go.
What is your main purpose for being here other than safety?
Safety of my person. I have nowhere else to go. That's why I'm here.
Do you have any...
Sanctuary feels very grand. I'm worried for my... Selfishly, I don't want to die.
Do you have any ulterior motives? Do you have any tricks planned?
I know you will not believe this because of a certain instance in our past. My lord, my God, but no.
Wait,
His face is still in the mud.
Do you pray to me?
My understanding is that you have ascended, so I am treating you as the god you are, yes.
Interesting. Okay,
I merely give you your station. I do not worship gods, not after last time.
great. That makes a lot of sense, and I'm more comfortable with that. Also makes the concerns about power imbalance a little less problematic, he says to Quinny, looking at him.
Okay, yeah, keep going. You're doing good.
Oh, okay.
Give you a thumbs up.
Are you...
And he can't lie, so he does think it's good.
Yeah, you're doing good. Thumbs up. And he gave a little, like, encouraging, like, scowl again. Like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, he's getting grumpy face again, looking down at him. And are you planning to betray me?
No.
Are you planning to betray this country or anybody in it?
No, unless it's the only way I can survive and I have to escape again because I really want to live.
So you won't betray anybody here unless it'll save your life. From a perceived threat or a definitive threat? Like somebody in the room with a knife or the threat of an army that's bigger than ours?
Oh, in a room with a knife, I assume you're more powerful than most, but if someone's got a knife, then maybe, I don't know. I'm not particularly good at defending myself.
Any other questions from the crew?
Why are you so scared for your life?
Oh, that's a good question. I should have thought of that right away.
Well, you got other stuff going on.
And he
Yeah.
Stern face again.
Yeah.
yeah, he raises his head up from the dirt to kind of like glower at Quinny from under the hood. He's got a real Palpatine look.
Yeah. No, back down. I like you the way you were.
He does.
That's better.
And he says, I am not what I once was. I do not have the powers I once did. They have been stripped from me by...
Come again?
And he looks up, and you see a void where his mouth was melting away, just kind of Matrix style, stripping back into mouth, and he kind of has to smack his lips a little bit to kind of get them back in and kind of adjust his jaw. He says, my lord, forgive me. I cannot say other than to say that the powers that I once held, I no longer do.
But the powers were given to you by an individual that you can't say.
Can we do an alternate name? Like if we all acknowledge it was probably the face that just popped in the sky, we call him Mr. Ass.
We can try. And his mouth melts.
Okay, yeah, I think we're acknowledging it's probably the sky guy.
Is it an individual or a group of people or a group that you got or a thing that you got your powers from? Person, group, or thing?
Like, mouth is still melted. He gives you like a, come on, man.
Finger in the dirt. Come on, man. This is your shot at sanctuary.
He goes to do
Show
that,
me you
and
want
as he presses his finger into the dirt, his finger melts.
Whatever this is comprehensive.
And he shakes it back out.
How long has this been going on?
Since I left.
Never before?
I don't know that there was need for it before.
Uh-huh.
Loyalty's a bitch.
Do you think the holy no mouth can see through your eyes or hear through your ears or any of those kinds of things if he's got control over those systems?
Mouth melts.
Okay, so you either don't know or it's possible.
I'm taking one more shot at this.
Please, go for it.
I produce my medallion of thought, holding it in my hand, and I press it to his head, as if contact to the head maybe strengthens the signal. Kind of like, I'm not going to try on his backwards.
Narrows his eyes a
my
little
mind
bit.
to your mind. Yeah. And I say, think about what you're trying to say.
the Captain Planet theme blasts through your head at full volume, and like sung off key discordantly through a chorus of screaming voices. And he just like looks at you and like this.
God, yeah, okay. Seems like it's him. Seems like Wolf. If I can, borrow some terminology from Manny in my time in hell.
Sure, go for it.
It's like a magical NDA as far as I can tell.
He goes to give you a thumbs up. There's no thumb.
So he's just holding his fist out.
Just
Holds his fist up. What is
then
that?
Realizes what he's doing. Like he quickly gets back down, forehead to the ground.
Guards, this man raised his fist at me.
So he's got the magical NDA. He doesn't know if anyone can see through his eyes or hear through his ears or have control of him, and he logically won't know if he could just be used as a puppet to do something evil at a definitive moment.
He raises a hand.
Oh, he might know about the puppet thing.
With no power, I am cut off from my kin. And then he like touches his mouth and nods a little bit, and then he gets back in the dirt.
And how much do you know about your kin and their current whereabouts and their current situation?
Watch, he's going to turn into a hole. I bet.
Just like turns his head up, mouth gone.
So it applies to them. Okay.
That's why they NDA'd the whole family. Okay. Can you get your powers back from your kin at distance, or do they have to touch you?
He says, my kin did not provide my powers.
They just stripped you of them.
Good. And then his mouth melts.
Oh, okay, they took
He
it.
just like head back to the sky, just in like a fucking come on, like Charlie Brown yelled at the sky.
Okay, so there's a couple of clerics of like writing and other things that we could probably get information from if you want to do like a pretty comprehensive search. It's a strong option at the Church of Rediscovered Hope. I could send some word there.
Where's that?
Oh, it was formerly known as a different name. We're not giving credit to that name. That name's gone now. It's the big church. You know where
it's
someone?
ours.
Yeah, where Patty yells out of my eyes. Yeah, she's there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Gartok. Sorry,
Yes.
We kind of took over an interrogation. This is your
in
specialty as
there.
Town Watch. So, like, what do you want to know?
Oh, I mean, you asked all the right questions.
You want to ask one for fun?
How'd you find this guy?
Well, I was going to lie in the dirt and have a nice time, and
As one does.
grasped my shoulder and begged for sanctuary. So, needless to say, I need to get back to the dirt.
Yeah. Well, do you have
yeah.
a quick question, even just for funsies, just something you want to know about
Favorite
our
color?
friend here?
Yeah. Do you promise to uphold the laws of Assguard while you are in our nation?
I was gonna say, do you want to explain what those laws are? Because I don't.
He just points. Quinny just points at the building, points at the castle. Right up there. You can still read, can't you?
Yes, I'll be happy to review your laws, but
Well, review them and agree.
I'm begging sanctuary from a world that is entirely hostile to me. I will follow whatever laws you require of me, as long as they don't, like gestures to like mouth melt, like violate any other conditions I may be under. But yes, I will follow your laws. I'm not here to cause trouble. I simply have but one friendly, perhaps, port in a rather stormy sea, and I sought it out in the hopes that it might. And he like looks cautiously to Butthole, who's still got scowly face on.
Oh no, it's softening.
Oh, it's softening.
He heard friendly port.
Yeah.
And stormy. There are metaphors here.
Yeah.
If you're looking at him, and your perspective is him, you just see Quinny start to just kind of like lean in, just kind of coming in. Like
Butthole's hand reaches out and grabs the side of your face and just pushes you out of the path.
And he just says, I could only think of one person who's shown me legitimate kindness without any of my powers being involved in my entire life, and I'm just lucky he's a king and a god, my liege. And he, like, again, bows down and says, so I came here asking sanctuary. I do not ask forgiveness. I do not ask even understanding. I understand what my kin and I have done. I simply hoped that I could find some quiet here, some respite.
What are you offering in exchange for sanctuary?
I have nothing to offer.
Oh, come on.
Okay, come over here. Come on, Quinny, Gartok. If I could join you guys over here, just chill for a second.
I
for
have
me.
this sandwich.
Oh, no, that's yours. You eat that, buddy. You got. I'm sure switching into holes is exhausting. Okay, and he pulls his friends over to a bit away, and seems like a pretty classic refugee situation to me, where we got somebody who's been abused by someone evil who needs a place to hide out and be safe. I don't think he presents a threat. The zone of truth worked. None of that was bullshit.
It's true, except the only thing that I'm worried about is that, even if he's sincere, he's obviously affected by some magical, again, NDA. But what if it's more than that? What if he has to, what if he's under some sort of perceived threat, or he perceives a threat to the other Planteers and he has to attack it or something like that? You know what I mean? It's like he could have all the good intentions of the world.
What if we give him like a really well-decorated room in like a tower where I could visit him for meals and we could slowly
I
connect
don't
over
think we
time?
should bring him into the castle where all of the
Where else are we
the
going to be able to
leaders
keep
of the
him safe?
nation.
They're hucking bodies into the city.
Dungeon.
Well, that's in the castle. We can
Prison.
do a very well-decorated dungeon.
Doesn't need to be decorated.
No, it doesn't need to be.
But it
Where's
could
that?
be. We
Doesn't-
need it to be
Where's that
comfortable.
other
He's
place
not.
that we've
He's
got?
not here for crimes. He's here for help.
He's here for crimes. He said he's done bad in the past, and he's right.
Yeah, but he's not doing bad right now. It feels
That
weird for
doesn't
somebody to
matter.
come in for refugee status and for us to jail them is not really a great.
Well, I
national
wonder
barometer.
if we've got like the hospital being rebuilt or something. If we could like,
He's not hurt. He's
Put him in-
dirty and hungry.
I would
I
just-
know, put him in a room to recover and make it heavily guarded.
Okay, I'm just saying, if Captain Dickhead shows up, just blasts out of the sky, there is nobody in this kingdom who could throw down except for us at that level.
Yeah.
Everybody else is soft. If we are in the castle and we put guards on him in a hospital and Captain Dickhead shows up, those guards are just dead.
Oh, I'm worried about.
and then
yeah.
he gets taken away and we lose him instantly. The only place he's safe is with us overseeing him. Because we need to actually be the ones to protect him with a magical moat that no one can get through unless they've got the cool password that Patty hangs onto along with anyone else who's the Castilian at a given time.
Quinny will break from the huddle just to kind of shout over to Cormium and say, does anyone know you're here?
No, I escaped. I've been on the run, but it would seem no one is looking for me. No one chased me.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to get across the ocean, but I managed it. And there, you sense like a little hint of pride in terms of like, this is very much like rich guy who's never had to make a sandwich. It's like, I made a sandwich and it was bad, but I made it.
Is there any reason someone would want you dead? Present company excluded?
Plenty. I have broken hearts across this nation.
No, I'm talking about, the people who you can't speak.
Oh, I'm sure they would if they had the opportunity, but without power and without the ability to speak, I pose very
You're
little
not a threat to them.
To them. That's part of the problem.
Okay, what if we back to the huddle, what if we put a bag over his head so he doesn't know where
like
he's
that.
going?
Yep.
Then we bring him into the castle
Yep.
and we put him in the dungeon.
Yep.
But we decorate it so it's a comfortable apartment because we're not trying to make anything hell.
Yep.
Quinny, you be in charge of the security measures. Whatever you want to put in place to make sure he stays in, to make sure all that, you'll be the only one who knows it. There's no chance for anybody else to get fooled. I can visit as needed. I can do whatever, but I won't know all the security measures, so I can't stage a breakout if I get emotional.
Wait, what's going on here? Why would you stage a breakout?
Quiet voices, lower voices.
Oh, sorry.
Butthole's got a big, mad crush on this guy.
Yeah, he's
This guy?
Yeah, he's beautiful.
I don't get it either.
He's beautiful, and I think there's so much potential. Are you kidding me? He was betrayed by his father after trying to live up to those expectations and betrayed by his god. Now he's been left without his magic, trying to find a new way to become his own person, struggling forwards. This is like different than me, but also I identify with it so hard. It's like me 2 steps down.
Well,
the path.
then let him write a fucking book. Don't give him any kind of special treatment when it comes to his refugee status, which I think is actually an asshole getting what he deserves status.
Yeah, I think we need to make sure that you can't visit him alone.
Let's not make any rules about who can visit
No,
and
I
with
think
who.
actually I want to be clear. I don't think anyone should be visiting him alone.
Okay, well then
I think it should be policy to have at least 3 people present.
Well, no, this is security.
at all times.
I'm not having a say in security. 3 people is going to be a lot, but if you both want to go with me on dates, that's fine.
Dates. What was that just now?
Specific
Dates.
days where I go to have a meal with someone.
Come over here. Step over here with me.
Just a second.
I'd ask you to come back into the zone of truth and say,
yeah.
what did you mean about dates?
What? Oh, I meant exactly what I said. Do you think the zone of truth is going to affect me as the person who cast it?
Gartok's cast Zone of Truth.
I forgot who cast it.
What's the DC?
16.
That is a 16.
Oh, he beats it.
I passed that DC before I even add the fact that I'm your friend.
Butthole.
I told you what I thought the truth.
I need you to
missed
tell
a
the
previous
truth.
conversation.
Okay, fine.
Do you know what?
We're going back out.
We're going to take a huddle outside of the huddle, a little bit further away. You missed a whole conversation I had with Quinny where I was trying
Can
to
you
prevent
be
myself.
impartial?
No, I already said that to Quinny. I mean, I
you
probably can be up until I'm not. It's
Then
kind
I
of a fine
really
line.
don't think that you should be involved in any decisions regarding the care or treatment of this person.
I disagree with this thesis vehemently.
Why? You are the most powerful person here.
Yeah, but
And
that's
you can't be impartial. That means you should recuse yourself.
Do you think I could be impartial about you?
I think you can more about Gartok
Yeah, because I
than
don't think that you're in
Cormium.
love with me.
Do you think I
Yeah.
could be impartial about Quinny?
To an extent.
The Cormium problem. How am I the king of anyone? I have to make decisions and try to do my best. I'm trying to do a right thing. I'm surprised you guys are like, leave him in the woods or no one can talk to him.
No one said
no one
leave
said
him
leave
in
him
the
in the
woods.
woods.
You said he was getting what he deserved. So you didn't
Yeah.
want to change it. So you said he shouldn't be a refugee.
putting him in jail would be what I think is more of what he deserves.
Well, what crime has he committed under Assgardian law?
Asgard didn't exist the last time I saw him.
I understand, but he existed now. So
Are you going to get into semantics with
No,
me
I'm
right
not
now?
trying to
Because
be
you're the king. If you just want to make a call, you're the king. I'll make the call. What can I do? If you want my advice and if you want me to put the kingdom's best interest forwards, then I have some ideas and opinions that might be
That's what I want.
different from
Listen,
yours.
I
But
thought it was I thought it was like a medium ground of like put him in jail in the place where we could defend him, and I'd let you choose the security. What's the difference version?
Perfect.
What do you want?
You just have to agree that you can't visit him alone. And 3 people must always be present.
and they're not
I'm okay
dates.
with that.
There are a lot of things. It's very hard to tell what is a date or what is not a date. So I don't think we can make rules on
Well,
that.
maybe you should ask him first. Is this a date?
And what if he says yes?
Then you
Well,
leave.
then it's, yeah.
Then you're out of there.
I don't like this. The 3 people thing is fine.
Reginald helps me set up security.
Look,
If you're setting up security, you can hire whoever you want.
Oh, okay,
Butthole,
great. Then I have no other
listen,
terms.
This is not a forever thing. We just
No?
have to no, listen.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna kill him.
No. We just have to I know that he's being truthful in the way that he understands his truth, and I understand how the zone of truth works, but we just don't know what's going on until we know the whole picture. We have to be a little bit cautious. I just say exercise caution until we know more. And when we're all confident that we could trust him, then we'll say, go for your dates. If you want a date, go for it. That's fine. You deserve to be happy.
I need to say something.
Okay.
That's all true, Gartok. I co-sign that. Like, once we're on the other side of this stuff, yeah.
Okay.
If you two want to run off after all of this, great. I will say the complexity and comprehensiveness of whatever spell he's under or contract he signed or pact he's in could be all kinds of caveats. It's all about, he doesn't say anything about any of these people, the Planteers, Captain Planteer. It could also be under the right conditions, he becomes a bomb. Like, we
it's
can't
scary.
guarantee your safety until we figure out exactly what's going on with him. And so that's going to take a lot of monitoring and studying and figuring things out.
Okay,
He's
why
a
don't we
danger
say-
It's
to
not
us
just
and the
you.
kingdom
Okay,
until
It's not
we know
just
him.
you who's
Listen,
at risk,
listen.
Butthole. We have to think about all of the people of Asgard.
Oh my God, what a lecture. Okay, here's the deal. First of all, I thought we agreed to everything you wanted, and now there's more things you want. This is
stuff I think you need to be aware of, so I'm just saying it.
all right. I have a deal for both of you.
Let's hear it.
You want to figure out what's going on? I think that's a reasonable thing. If you think I'm not being impartial, that's a reasonable thing. I hereby give you 7 days to figure out if he is a physical threat
What?
inside a building. Otherwise, we can bring him into the castle, and we can keep him safe there, in a place where we will know where he is and where we can defend him. He's already in the streets. Nobody knows who he is, but frankly, something's going to leak, and in 7 days, they'll know he's here. So then we're out of time to hide him in a bush.
Chief Justice?
Wait, so we keep him in the prison for 7 days?
I'm giving him to you, and you don't even have to tell me. I won't go on a single date. I'll continue my dateless existence with my dead parents.
Honestly, we've done more in less time.
Oh, yeah, we have. Okay. Can you keep him secure somewhere?
I'm going to leave this conversation so you don't accidentally have me overhear something that you're worried about me overhearing. I'm going to go to a different huddle. And he just goes and forms a third huddle standing by himself. So how are you doing? I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Goblin Jr. is like sitting right next to you, just being like,
no, I like you. You're doing great. Thank you for not, I don't know, it's just, you're cool.
snarf, snarf.
Pet's wolf.
Snarf.
So, Quinny, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like, I think we need to keep him safe.
Yeah.
I honestly think the dungeons are the best place. I mean, if we could keep friggin' Death Wolf safe in a cage under there, I think we could keep this guy safe.
Yep.
However, who knows if he's got like a homing beacon on him, whatever the homing beacon means. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we
you
both
know
know what
I mean.
that is without having ever known anything
Yeah,
about
exactly.
anything.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We talk about TV shows. Look at, yeah.
Stage plays, thank you.
Yeah.
The European
No, but if he has some sort of like I don't know, something to like a flashing beacon that something magical can see from the sky, like who's not to say like, you know, we'll get a big rock thrown down right at him and that'll just blow up the castle. I don't know what the Captain Planteer can do, but he threw the Bacarius from the sky and made a big splat. So
Yeah, that seems more Captain
like
Planteer.
He may not need Cormium Planteer to know where the castle is.
Yeah.
I will also I'll also remind you guys that you do have the Fortress of Forlorn Hope as a second location. Should you need
Right,
it.
yeah.
Just reminding you of your holdings
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
conquer
You
the
get out of that
Faerun.
castle full of children.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, so I don't know if it's a danger, but he made it this far. And if the captain flew over and didn't strike him down right there, then
Yeah.
maybe it's probably safe, realistically. If we wanted to kill him right then, he probably just would have done it.
Yep. I agree
But
with that.
again, it could all just be like, lure us into a false sense of security, and then he, stabs Butthole in the neck or something, and I don't want that to happen.
Well, he's in the zone of truth and he's begging for sanctuary and he says all he wants is to feel safe and he's not going to betray us and all that good stuff. But this is the perfect guy from all the Planteers, all of our enemies, this is the perfect guy to get under Butthole's skin and to
Yep.
drive a wedge between all of us, or at least between us and Butthole. So I still think there's something calculated going on here because, yeah, dropping that headless corpse, that's Captain Planteer style.
Yeah.
This is something else. This is someone else. This is maybe Mavis Silverwater at work here. I don't know. But Mavis Silverwater is the name of that gnome lady
Yeah,
with the ponytail, by the way.
Okay, I didn't know who you're talking
Yeah,
about. Thank you. Appreciate that.
As long as,
Just name dropping random people.
yeah.
I mean, you know a lot of people. I've only been alive for a couple of months,
Yeah.
realistically.
This is a real Travis O'Houlihan move. You know Travis O'Houlihan?
Should I?
No, I made him up.
Okay. Oh, that's just cruel.
Okay, so
We have
the
7
dungeons.
days.
We have the dungeons. Let's put them in there.
Okay.
Great. I'm going to talk to Reginald about information extraction techniques. And I've got some ideas for security, but you're the Chief Justice. What do you think we start with?
Oh my gosh. To be honest, I don't really fully know the strength of the character of all of the Town Watch. Like, what if this guy is like manipulating and tricking people? What if? Oh no.
Well, hopefully
we
they don't
just
all
need.
think he's hot.
We need people who could be able to, like, resist talking to him. Who could we trust that can, like, we know won't say anything and won't engage with him and,
Sounds like you got some homework.
I know. We should probably provide some sort of entertainment so he doesn't get, mischievous when he's bored.
Why am I the only one? Maybe it's because I've been to jail more than the both of you, but why can't just a person be put in jail? Do you know what I mean?
Because we're a new nation.
Right.
We're going about things a different. That was the Aka way.
It's not just a cause. I promise you, a lot of jails are like, go into a room and think about what you've done.
Yeah, but we're not punishing him. We're trying to keep him safe. That's the difference.
Okay.
I mean, ostensibly not punishing him. He was kind of a dick.
Yeah. I can tell you he was, yeah. All right. Why don't you start with that? I got to chat with Butthole really quick, and then I got to chat with Reginald. But I don't think you're going to have enough time to lie in the dirt today. I'm sorry.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be a dirt day.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante, Tyler Hewitt, and Laura Hamstra, alongside our Dungeon Master, Tom McGee. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Nikki Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adam Mir 101, The Dankler, Anticore 7, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.